Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the You're Not Done Yet podcast, where your purpose is just moments away, and I am here to help you get there. We have a special guest today, guys, and today we will be speaking to Ms. Lucky Johnson. So, Ms. Lucky, if you can introduce yourself, tell the people who you are, and we'll get started.
Hello, I'm just so happy to be here. I'm
You.
Lucky Johnson of Tallahassee, Florida. I was raised here for the most part. I'm a mother and wife, a mother of three beautiful girls, and I'm also a massage therapist. And I have been a trained massage therapist for 8 years. I specialize in post-op massage, sports massage, and prenatal massage. Um, a lot of people don't know the many benefits that massage has on your body. It helps with depression, anxiety, it helps lower your blood pressure, helps lower your stress, and reduce injury, among a myriad of other things. So I love doing that.
Awesome. Yeah, no, because honestly, you see people like get massages and also I'm always like, well, does it really work? Does it really help like with the tension and the
I
stress?
oh girl, I can't live without mine.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't
I
live
need
without
to.
mine. Like I have a story, I have an experience, and where I have gone accidentally months without getting a massage
Yeah.
um, after having my second child. And when I tell you that was a dark place, I was feeling so bad. It was like an early depression, and maybe it may have been like postpartum
Yeah.
feeling, but I mean, to the point where I was like, I can't do this. I'm about ready to drive everybody off a cliff. Like, I don't know what it is, but I can't
Yeah.
do this.
Right.
Um, and I was expressing this to my husband, like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not okay. Nothing is
Yeah.
okay. And
Yeah.
um, I am feeling like I just need to do something. And then something just clicked, like, girl, go get a massage. And so that
Yeah.
is what I did. I went and got the massage, and I felt like completely refreshed, reset, and
Awesome.
ready to go about my day.
Yeah. So since we're segueing into the topic, so what do you feel like was like your introduction into depression? Like, did you even know what it was? Was it something that, like you said, like something just wasn't feeling right, and I gotta fix it. I gotta get it taken care of.
So I have been in and out of therapy since the seventh grade. And
Okay.
no, then it was not categorized as depression.
Yeah.
Um, then it was, you're going through puberty, you're going through this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I was dealing with residual trauma from being molested as a child. I was dealing with trauma from my father being in prison. I was
Yeah.
dealing with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um, and not also to say I changed schools. So I went to one school from third through seventh grade, and then a totally different school after that. So, I mean, I know parents and people don't look at it as a trauma, but when you're going through all those other things,
Yeah.
and
On
then you
top of
also
that.
lose your friends, you
Yeah.
also lose, the same environment. So I had gone through a lot of things between about 13 through 18, but it was not described as depression.
Yeah.
So at this time, I was just, in and out of therapy or whatever. My first real break and me being diagnosed with therapy, I'm sorry, being diagnosed with depression
Mm-hmm.
was when I was 20 years old. I had a mental breakdown after having PTSD
Mm.
involving the sexual trauma that I had experienced as a child.
Yeah.
With that being said, I was actually admitted um, to the Appalachian Center because of how bad the depression was and how bad the PTSD was and what it played on my psyche and how low and how bad that I felt about myself. After getting out of there, I had gone into psychiatric therapy. So that's a little different. That's when they prescribe you medicine and
Yeah.
things like that. And so I had tried different medications for my depression. I had not found something that I liked. So I continued to talk to my therapist about, what other ways can I be more proactive about my depression? Can I fight this naturally for me? Because I'm a very colorful, bright person. I feel like I have a lot of energy and a lot of personality. And for me, being on medication did not make me feel better or make me feel like myself. So
Okay.
it wasn't a positive for me. Now,
Okay.
I am an advocate for try everything you can. I am an advocate for do whatever you need to do
Correct.
to make you feel better. I'm never going to say, oh, I'm against medication. Now, for me, yes. But I've heard great stories about other people who have found things that work for them. For me, my therapist was very adamant about staying away from alcohol, staying away from drugs, and things like that, because all of these things alter your mood.
Yeah.
First thing that a lot of people don't know about, okay, depression is not a feeling.
Okay.
It's not just I feel bad or I'm having an off day. Depression
Yeah.
is a chemical imbalance in your brain that causes literally your brain to basically be your enemy. So no matter how much you may be a confident person or you love yourself any other day, there is
Yeah.
now a chemical imbalance that is making your brain your enemy at that time.
Okay.
So what you need to do is try to find a way to balance those chemicals. Try to find a way to balance your hormones.
Yeah.
And with that being said, so eating healthy is really important. Staying away from sugars is really important. Staying away from alcohol, staying away from drugs is really important. Getting your exercise is really important. Getting
Yeah.
sun is really important. All of these things help balance the chemicals and the hormones in your body so that your serotonin and dopamine levels increase.
I did not know that.
And so
I always thought it was a feeling. I've always thought it was a feeling. Depression. I've always thought
no,
it was.
it's not just the feeling. So that's the thing. And once you start looking at it as it's not you, like it totally becomes a different thing.
Yeah.
So when I feel it depressing or I feel it coming on, I have to mentally play a mental mind game to myself where I'm constantly telling myself that this is not me.
Right.
This is
Right.
not actually me. These are just the hormones. These are just the chemicals. If I work around it, if I work to fix it, work to balance it back out, like I don't actually hate myself. I don't actually think I'm worthless. I don't actually think that I'm hopeless. I don't actually think that I just want to end my life. These are the hormones. These are the chemicals. This is not actually me.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
figure out a way to balance these hormones and balance these chemicals so that my brain can start talking positively again because this isn't
Yeah.
actually the real me.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said that though, because I feel that as people, I feel like that's something that we fight with all the time, with the negative thoughts, and you're having to, like you said, have to retrain your brain, like, no, like, no, 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 like, this is not happening to me. But how long did it really take you to get to that point to where you knew, when it's coming on, okay, Lucky, you gotta get back in that mode. You
Well, for
gotta,
me, it was that initial therapy having to when I learned what depression was. I had to
yeah,
learn thoroughly what I was dealing with. One,
yeah,
and the ways to help myself for one, and then you had to also learn what it is that you do that is
mm-hmm.
self-sabotaging.
Ooh,
What it is
okay.
that you do that are like the early stages of depression, like before your brain really starts to tell you that, oh, there are certain things that we do that are self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
Um, and we don't notice these things. It could be little things. It could be, oh, standing up your friends after you said that you would make it to such an event, but then you're like, oh, I know. So all of these little things is your depression creeping on in. So you have to notice these things. And I'm not saying, oh, because you shouldn't stand your friends up. No, but maybe you should do something else that will help you balance those. Because obviously, this is the onset of depression. So now
Yeah.
you have to go in defensive mode.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
doing these things, and this is the onset of your depression. You know what it's looked like. You know what is about to come. So you're in preparation mode now. You're in
Yeah.
defensive mode now.
Yeah.
I know that this is coming on. I know that I'm doing this. I know that I'm feeling, and I may be feeling this way because such and such and such happened, and I've been smiling through, because that's what usually happens. We usually have so many things that are going on in our life, and we smile through them, and we let it go, and we let it dust off our shoulder until it piles up. That stress piles up into our body. That stress piles up into our psyche,
Yeah.
until it causes that imbalance,
Yeah.
and that on top of not taking care of yourself or this, that, and the third can cause that imbalance. And then
Yeah.
you have to really, like I said, you have to notice, and check yourself, and then see, and then change your routine, change your schedule, to benefit your health, your mental health.
Yeah.
Drink more water, stay away from alcohol, get up and go work out, get up and meditate in the sun, do whatever it takes to try to
Yeah.
balance yourself back out.
Yeah. And so with balancing
Um,
yourself out, I was gonna say, like, how important was it to let your village know, or maybe like your group of friends, or like your significant other, your family, like how
so,
important was it for you to let them know what was going on?
my mother admitted me. The first time that I was admitted, my mother admitted me. It was, I lean on my village a lot. I'm not a
Yeah.
secret keeper. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So for me, and it still is very important that my village knows, because, like I said, you can do all of these things, but it is always great to have a great support system. It is
Yes.
always great to have
Yes.
people in your corner that remind you in your dark season how
Yeah.
great you are, that remind you of the fact that you beat it before, you can beat it again.
Right.
Um, people that can get you out of your head, people that will help come sit with you and clean your house. My husband is
Yeah.
one of those people for me. Like, he knows when I'm depressed, so he makes sure he cleans the house, like tries to keep the house cleaner, so that it keeps me from being cluttered in the mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of little things, people that make you healthy meals, or what I'm saying, because you're feeling so depressed in what you can't, but you also need to be, you also need that reminder of, like I said, how strong you are, how you've overcome it before. Like, it's just about a battle. We've been through it before. We'll get through it again, And I honestly look at it as a fight, just like if I was Muhammad Ali going into the ring,
Yeah.
he ain't going into no fight thinking he gonna lose. You
He
know what
gonna
I'm
lose.
saying?
Correct. Right. Right. Right.
He might lose, or you know what I'm saying, but he not going in there thinking that.
Thinking
So
that's
we
what
can't go
he.
in there thinking that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We got to go in there thinking like
Yeah.
we're the winner. We got to go in there thinking like we're the best. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Unfortunately, there are people and the rest of their soul that do lose their fight to depression. I'm not saying that it's easy.
Right. Right.
Um, but like I said, we have to go in there with a winning mentality. We have to go in there on defensive mode. We have to go in there armed with all of our materials. We have to go in that fight armed with all of our materials, so that we have the higher chance to succeed. So whatever that looks like to some people, your
Yeah.
materials may be medication, your materials may be, your support system. It should be the gym. It should be drinking more water.
Yeah.
People who suffer from depression, it is pertinent to stay away from alcohol and drugs, because alcohol is a depressant.
It is. It is. It is. It is.
It is a depressant.
It is.
So it's meant to make you feel down. It is meant to make you feel low.
Yeah.
You drink in excess, you lose a
Yep.
day of feeling horrible. You know what I mean? And none of that does well for your psyche, which, like, imagine you think you're going to drink one day to have fun or whatever the case may be, and you're borderline depressed. And so then you lose the next day, because you're hungover, and then your mind is like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. You couldn't even do it, like, because that's what happens when you're
Yeah.
depressed. Your mind says things that you would not normally say to yourself. You
Yeah.
know, so it's very important that we take the extra measures in order to cushion our psyche.
Yes, and then that's crazy too because as a community, Black community, mental health is now starting to become something that we're trying to be more aware of. Because 'cause I feel like the same thing too. Like growing up, I never knew what depression was. I never knew what schizophrenia was, or bipolar disorder was, or anxiety was. But the older I got, I was like, wow, like people are actually dealing with this like all day every day. And sometimes, like you said, some people win those battles and some people lose them, right? But how important, is it for us as a community to embrace mental health awareness? Like, how important, like, how has that been for you as maybe an advocate? Like, how has that been for you? Just embracing, you know, the situation.
Like I said, it's really important to have adequate knowledge about the different mental illnesses, because when people don't, um, they misdiagnose themselves, they misdiagnose other people, they
Yeah.
carry, without adequate knowledge, they carry biases, or not even biases, stereotypes about people pertaining to that. So I think more so, it's our community is lacking proper education and knowledge,
Mm.
in-depth knowledge about these mental illnesses and
Yeah.
how they work, and how they work with people and how they play. Because a lot of times, okay, yeah, you might have a friend that's depressed, but then somebody tell you they bipolar, and it's like, oh, you bipolar.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
even understand what that means. You don't even understand that there's levels to that disorder. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's not just black and white. So I think the conversation needs to continue to be had about us properly educating. I don't see that happening. Us properly educating the masses in our community about what these disorders are. Because, like you said earlier, oh, I thought depression was just you feeling bad. No, it's
Yeah.
way deeper than that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one thing to have a bad day, and it's another thing to have, weeks on end where your mind literally feels like it's swimming in toxins, um, because of the hormones that are being flushed throughout your body. And it's one thing to go from, oh, being, a normal person who very much wants to live, very much loves their family, very much this, that, and the third,
Yeah.
and then in 1 week you're like, I'm ready to end it all. And it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with anything other than the hormones and the chemicals in your body. It's not that you're that unhappy, and it's not that your life is this, like, it's not that.
Yeah. And I would say
And that's
too,
what people
so
don't understand. Like, some people like, oh, your life is that bad. No, depression don't work like that. And if you don't, a lot of these people who are committing suicide are suffering from these chemical imbalances, and it's not even
yeah,
that they really hate their real life like that. It's just that they don't understand what is going on with them at the time that they're feeling like this, and that they're feeling that bad, and they may have been feeling that bad for weeks on end. But the fact of the
yeah,
matter is that isn't that person's natural state.
yeah. And the thing is too, and I feel like, as a community, we also have to just be open to understanding too. Like you said, it's not about, okay, well, my friend has this, and then, oh, okay, it's bigger than what I thought it was. So now it's like, okay, let me try to insert myself in something that I know nothing about. And I know I've always been a person that, okay, I want to hear. I want to hear your experience. I want to hear what you're going through. And as, a friend, how can I be there to assist you? Another question I did want to ask, I know you touched on it earlier, but how have you been handling, I guess, your depression since being a mother? So I know you have three beautiful girls, but how has that transition been from, just worrying about yourself to now it's like you're worrying about me with the other, human beings and trying to make sure that I'm, showing up for them?
Well, I would like to say that I am so glad that I have the husband in which I have, because he
Yeah.
has been absolutely amazing, and holding me up and holding this house up when I do have my
Yeah.
bout. Because I don't know if you recall, we lost a child together,
Yes.
and that really sent me into a really bad depression, because I had never
Mm.
experienced anything like that before.
Yeah.
And so I was really down, and he was just really gentle with me, with my entire healing process, not rushing me through it, just, doing whatever, picking up whatever slack that I left,
Yeah.
and not making me feel like I needed to do more or anything like that. Um, so I just feel like I am in a relationship where I can still focus on me and my health and my mental health,
Yeah.
and being a good parent, a happy parent for my kids. So, as far
That.
as juggling motherhood and depression, I put me first.
Okay.
I am
Okay.
allowed. I've been allowed that because I have a great husband. I understand that that is not everybody's story.
Yeah.
However, I would say as much as you can, try to put yourself first. Because
Yeah.
putting yourself, a happy mother, kids need a happy mother more than anything. They need
Yes.
happy parents more than
Yes.
anything in the world. You know what I'm saying? So put yourself first. As far as whatever, if you have, parents, if you have friends, if you're feeling, that depressed to where you feel like you need help, ask for that help.
Yeah.
Go get the help you need. If it means that you have to check yourself into a facility for 72 hours, find somebody that will keep your kids for that time.
Yeah.
Do whatever it is that you feel like you need, and don't feel like you need to remain strong. Honestly, we have to teach our kids how to deal with and how to cope with different feelings and different things.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to be strong all the time, and honestly, you're not winning an award for it either.
Not at
You're
all.
not winning an award for it.
By any means.
Um, so at the end of the day, I would rather you do all the things that could help you be in a better place than you try to fight it as long as you can and then end up losing anyway.
Yeah. I totally agree because I feel like, and that's one thing that I live by too. I always want to be the best mom that I can be. So if that means like if I need a little break from something or just some time to clear my head, like I'm like you, I'm glad that I do have a village that's like, okay, well, we'll take them for a little bit and let you relax and
Mm-hmm.
come back stronger because as mothers like we need that, and sometimes like I know for me, I used to feel bad asking for a break, or I used to feel bad to say, "Hey, just get someone, just get them for 2 days, okay?" Because like my mind is all over the place, and I just need some breathing room. Like that's it, that's all. And I had my mom tell me, she was like, "There's nothing wrong with needing a break. It's nothing wrong with that." She was like, "Because at the end of the day, we have to make sure that you're good. Because if you're not good, then he's not gonna be good." And the more that I put that to the
Right.
front, I'm like, yeah, it does make sense because you have to have that time. So a question that I always ask all of my guests: do you feel like you are pursuing your purpose? If not, why? And if so, how?
In ways I do. Honestly, since I became a mother, I just really feel like my purpose is making sure that I create happy, healthy, functional adults
Yeah.
that have dreams of their own, and are set up to attain their dreams and goals the best way I can. So honestly, since becoming a mother, I feel like my purpose is motherhood. My biggest
Yeah.
purpose is motherhood. My biggest purpose is these
Yeah.
children, and they are my pride and joy. It makes me happy to see them happy, to see them healthy, to see
Yeah.
them, you know, loving on each other, loving on me.
Yeah.
I would I would love for us to get to the teenage years and my kids actually still like me. Like
Okay.
that is a goal of mine. That my
Yeah.
daughters don't actually like go through a puberty where they hate their mother. Like I
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
it. So
No, I feel
I
that.
feel like I'm low key trying to raise my future best friends,
Yeah.
and I want them to actually like me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I
Yeah.
get that parenthood isn't all about liking. I do my job as a parent, but I don't want to be like a judgy mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I asked my daughter the other day because I think I said something was tight or something. I was like, I don't sound like a judgy mom. I don't feel like I'm a judgy mom because you have to. And it's such a thin line with girls and us as black women because you don't want to sexualize your children, but you also don't want to them dressing inappropriately. But then you're like, oh, but she looks so cute in that, and it's like, oh, but it's so many thin lines. It's like walking eggshells just to be parents around here, So I really enjoy being a mother and a wife. So my goals and aspirations are to like streamline our health and the organization of my family and things like that. Like I love what I do as a massage therapist, but I really can't think of any more I'd like to do. I would like my husband to get rich.
Hey.
So I can be a paid housewife.
Speaking. I'm all about it.
I'm totally okay with that. I know everybody's out here in the hustle and bustle of getting, and I'm like, I'm just fine right here. As long as I got enough money for my Amazon packages, honey.
I'm good. I'm totally fine. I'm good. So as we get ready to close out, Lucky, if you could leave the listeners, the viewers, with anything from today's episode, from your thoughts, what would you leave them with?
Go get the help that you need. Look at this. This is your sign. If you have been feeling down and can't really put your finger on why, if you have been feeling like you're just off chemically, like it can't possibly be the way that please go get help. Go find help. It's most likely depression, and it doesn't have to have an answer for it. You don't have to have a reason. It's totally okay. See this as another sign to drink more water.
Yes, please. You gotta stay hydrated.
And for the kids, drugs are bad.
Yes, drugs are horrible. Don't ever touch them. Okay? Ever. And also, if the people want to find you, maybe get more information, or maybe want to just have a deeper conversation with you about this topic, where can they find you?
Yes. So I am the Massage Fairy on Facebook, Instagram, my website to book any appointments. I also sell CBD for depression and anxiety as well. I'm a huge CBD advocate. That's going to be massagefairyshop.com. That's www.massagefairyshop.com. And you can book any appointments. You can get your CBD or any of that good stuff.
I love it. Well, Lucky, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your thoughts. Yes, because when you reached out to me, I said we gotta do it. I said she reached out, so we're gonna do it, and I'm glad that we were able to get it.
I really like to share about depression as much as I can because people don't understand. Like I literally just came out of a really bad depression in November, like October, November time. And it was horrible. I was like, I was in here planning like how I was either going to like just leave my family behind or just like because I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And it was just so horrible for the most part because I'm like super happy for the most part. Like I'm happy as shit now. And I'm just more so happy that I'm still here. Happy that I made it through the dark ass spot. Like because honestly, those feelings didn't resonate with me,
Yeah.
So
but I'm glad. I'm glad that you were out of it. I'm glad that you are here and that we were able to talk about this, and I pray and hope that it does touch somebody. I pray that this does resonate with somebody to go get the help that you need. And even if you don't feel like talking to a therapist just yet, talk to someone who's been through that or someone who's actively fighting what you feel like you may be going through. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, for real, do not be afraid to ask for help because you don't even know. You may be saving your own life or somebody else's life because you went and asked for help. You know what I'm saying? So I really do appreciate
for the other people.
No, seriously.
You say the other lies.
Listen, cause you don't know. Like, you don't know who you're touching. You don't know by you just opening your mouth and saying what you're going through. You don't know how that will affect the next person that may be going through the same thing. Like, your testimony is just about being obedient. You just have to be obedient to what He's called you to do. Okay? I'm a firm believer in that.
Thank you very much, Andrea.
Yes, I so appreciate you for coming on. But you guys, this has been an amazing episode of the You're Not Done Yet podcast. Don't forget to follow me, your host, at It's Andrea B and You're Not Done Yet Pod on Instagram. And we will be back next week with another amazing episode. Until then, bye guys.
Bye.